Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Here's a lesson in the power of words. Be careful with your words. Once they've been said, they can be forgiven, but never forgotten. To try to teach his son a life-changing lesson, a father took his boy outside where there was a fence. He handed him a hammer and a box of nails, and instructed him to hammer a nail into the fence every time the boy had a negative thought and uttered a negative word. In the weeks that followed, the boy did as he was told by his father. The number of times he hammered nails into the fence diminished over time, and the boy proudly went to his father and said, "Come see, I've used up all the nails, I still have some left over, and I no longer utter or think negative thoughts." And now, the father explained, for each day you're able to control your anger and say positive things and have positive thoughts, I want you to take the same hammer and pull a nail out of the fence. And so, after about a month, the boy came to the father and he told him he had removed all the nails from the fence. And he was proud. So the father took his son to the fence and they looked at the fence. And together they examined it, and what they saw was a fence full of holes. "You've done well," said the father, "but look at the holes in the fence. It will never be the same." Pointing to the fence, the father said, "When you say things in anger, they leave a scar, just like the holes in the fence. For negative words, once spoken, can never be forgotten. So be careful with your words. Once they're said, they can be forgiven, but never forgotten." This has been a Live and Learn moment. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Here's a lesson in the power of words. Words can have a tremendous transformative effect, not only on you, but on others. We all have the ability to consciously and deliberately select our words. By choosing the words we use, we have the power to change our experiences as well. By changing one or two words in a sentence, you can instantly change how you feel, how you're perceived, and your life. Sounds too simple? It's really not. Consider this first. The English language has approximately 500,000 words. However, the average person's vocabulary consists of only about 2,000 words, leaving us more than 490,000 words available to us to use. Even more remarkable is the fact that most of us use the same 200 or 300 words in our vocabulary on any given day. As creatures of habit, we tend to use the same words over and over again to describe our emotions. Happy, excited, angry, sad, mad. Sometimes just changing one word can change the import of everything we've said. And the other thing that's of interest is the fact that when we use words like happy or angry to describe our experiences or our emotions, it causes us to feel those same words. So here's the thing. When we use certain words, they can actually transform emotionally ourselves and others. Take this sentence. "I have to go to Boston to speak at a conference tomorrow." I have to go to Boston to speak at a conference tomorrow. Sounds a bit obligatory. Sounds almost like dread. I have to. I can change the whole feeling and meaning of that sentence by changing just one word. Instead of "I have to go to Boston," I'm going to say this. "I get to go to Boston tomorrow to speak at a conference." Only one word has been changed. I get to go to Boston. But instead of hearing a sense of obligation, there's a sense of excitement and willingness, of positivity. Not only does the listener detect a different tone, I feel different. This has been a Live and Learn moment. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Here's a tip on how to remember a little bit better. A number of studies suggest that reading out loud may actually help us remember better. There's a fascinating relationship between reading, speaking, and hearing. Reading out loud is a unique combination of these skills, yet it's something that as adults we seldom do. Consider this. When we read silently, it involves just one mental process, visual. Reading aloud, though, involves three mental processes. Visual, as you read the words, motor, because you're saying the words out loud, and self-referential, you hear yourself speaking. Reading aloud also forces you to pay attention to both the meaning and the sound of the word. Think about the number of times you've read an article or a book and you've come across a word or phrase that you're not quite sure of. You probably tend to gloss over it like most of us do. If you're reading out loud, though, and you come across a word that you're not familiar with, you're more likely to try and determine its meaning, articulate it, enunciate it, and figure out what it is that you're not sure of in that word. Try this. Every so often, read aloud. To yourself, to a child, or to someone who's having difficulty reading. It'll help you remember better. This has been a Live and Learn moment. Never stop learning. I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Here's a tip on how to remember a little bit better. Take a careful look at the picture you see on the screen. Now here's a question for you. In which direction is the bus traveling? The only possible answers are either it's traveling to the left or it's traveling to the right. I can't tell is not an acceptable answer. So here's how this brain game involves our memory. Let me help you a bit. Picture this. You're standing at a curb, waiting for the bus to come, and it pulls up in front of you. It stops in front of you, and the door opens. And the bus driver is sitting where the bus driver sits on the driver's side, and the door is in front of you. You enter the door. So where's the door in this picture? If you don't see it, then it must be on the other side of the bus, which means that the bus is traveling to the left. Sometimes in order to solve problems in life, we need to rely on both our memories and logic. We have to work at it a bit. It would be easy to say that you can't tell simply by looking at this picture, because, well, that's an easy answer. The truth is, with a little deductive reasoning and a lot of drawing on our memories, we can solve problems we thought were unsolvable. This has been a Live and Learn moment. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Here's a tip on how to test your mental vitality and flexibility. We can start with an easy version first, and then we'll try one that's a little bit harder. Looking at the chart on the screen, say out loud what color you see in each word. Not the word you see, the color of the word. Begin from left to right, from top down, and then go as quickly as you can. Remember, say the color of the word out loud, not the word itself. So if you think you've mastered that test, try this one that's showing on your screen now. Same concept, a little more complicated. Remember, the color of the word, not the word, left to right, top down. Not so easy, right? This task is called the Stroop test. It's used in neuropsychological evaluations to measure mental vitality and flexibility, and sometimes it's called executive functioning. Performing it well requires strong attention and self-regulation capabilities. You see, the words themselves have a strong interference and influence over your ability to say the color. The interference between the different information, what the words say and what the color is, can cause a conflict in your mind and cause problems. Words are read faster than colors, and names require more attention than reading just the color. This has been a Live and Learn moment. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Just as too much sitting has been proven to be unhealthy for our bodies, too much of a day in, day out routine has been proven to be unhealthy for our minds. There are many good reasons for following routines and habits in our daily life. They help us remember, they help simplify our lives, they allow us to perform more complex tasks like getting ready in the morning with very little mental effort. Exerting little mental effort can be a good thing, so that we're not always working hard to remember how to tie our shoes, how to brush our teeth, how to put on our seatbelt. We do those by routine. On the other hand, little mental effort can be a not so good thing when it causes us to think less and essentially run on autopilot. You see, routines are controlled by our subconscious, and they require very little brain energy. As a result, they provide our brains with very little stimulation. Shaking up our routines and proactively exercising our brain can be critical to having a more vital, vibrant, and sharp mind. So just as your body benefits from physical exercise, so too does your brain benefit from a mental workout. There are lots of ways to exercise your brain. One fun and easy way is something called neurobics. Think of neurobics as cross-training for your brain. They also help us to maintain, develop, and improve our mental capacities by encouraging the growth of new cells in the brain. Neurobic exercises involve non-routine actions and thoughts, and that's the key, non-routine. So, what do neurobics do? They involve one or more of your senses. They involve your full attention, even if only briefly, and they break your routine in some significant way. Let's talk about some examples of neurobics. Try eating with chopsticks. You actually have to focus and concentrate on every piece of food that you want to eat. Speaking of eating, try eating blindfolded once. Sit at the table, make sure you're not eating something like hot soup or spaghetti, but close your eyes or blindfold yourself. Taste the food. The concept of neurobics in this instance is your sense of taste will supersede the visual senses that you have, even your sense of smell. Close your eyes next time you're taking a shower. Close your eyes next time you're the passenger in a car, not the driver. Try brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. You actually have to work at what you're doing. One day, wear your watch on the opposite wrist. It causes you to focus on the task of looking to see what time it is, instead of so routinely looking. Every so often, take a different route to the store, to the office, to your home. Play with spare change in your pocket. Don't look, and see if you can distinguish a penny from a dime, from a quarter, from a nickel. Use only one hand to perform a task like buttoning your shirt, tying a shoe, or getting dressed. So try neurobics. Exercise your brain a little bit and have fun. Live and learn. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Sit up straight and smile. Your mother may have been right about this one. Good posture appears to have many surprising health benefits. Some studies have found that sitting with an upright posture can actually function as a coping mechanism against stress. As the brain receives muscular and hormonal signals with information about bodily posture, it translates these signals into emotions. If you're feeling sad and stressed, you're more likely to sit in a slumped position, triggering you to be sadder and a little bit more depressed. If you're sitting upright, you're more likely to feel more confident and in control of yourself and your surroundings. So sit up straight. And smile, even if you have to force it. It seems that smiling has a whole host of emotional and physical benefits. The act of smiling can actually fight off stress. It sends messages to our body that we're actually feeling good. Those feel-good neurotransmitters in our body, dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin, are all released when a smile flashes across your face. not only relaxing your body, but possibly lowering your heart rate and your blood pressure. Endorphins act as natural pain relievers, 100% organically and no side effects. And the release of serotonin may actually serve as an antidepressant and mood lifter. And when we smile, people actually treat us differently. We're more likely to be viewed as attractive, reliable, trustworthy, relaxed, and sincere. And as you've probably known all along, smiling is contagious. If you're smiling at someone, it's likely they can't help smile back. And if they don't, they're making a conscious decision not to. Live and learn. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. Learn how to listen. It's been said we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Although people tend to use the word listen and hear interchangeably, it's not the same thing. Listening is an active process. Effective listening is a skill, and just like other skills in our lives, we have to practice it. Most people don't listen with the intent of understanding. In fact, most people listen with the intent of waiting for someone to stop talking so that we can say what we want to say, meaning we listen so that we can interrupt. To be a good listener means to focus on the person in front of us, to exercise empathy. It means being objective and non-judgmental. A good listener is a witness, not a judge. Here's the thing. Our thought speed is actually greater than our speaking speed. Most of us speak at the rate of about 125 words a minute, although we have the mental capacity to listen up to 400 words a minute, though no one can speak quite that fast. That leaves a considerable amount of unused mental capacity between what we hear and what we say. Keeps our minds racing sometimes when someone is speaking and our minds wander. So one of the key elements for being a good listener is it's not always about you. Live and learn. Never stop learning. Hi, I'm Elias, General Counsel at Dyer Lake, and this is a Live and Learn moment on North TV. It's never too late. Too often in life we think it's too late. Too late to start something new, too late to paint, too late to learn to play the piano, too late to learn how to swim, connect with a lost friend, make a meaningful impact on our family or our community or on our world. It's not about having a bucket list. It's about doing the things that you've always wanted to do, being the person you've always wanted to be. And it's never too late. Consider this. Anna Mary Robertson, better known as Grandma Moses, was 78 years old before she took up painting. She exhibited many of her valuable works in galleries throughout the world and stopped painting after she reached the age of 101. Julia Child didn't begin her cooking career until she was in her 50s. Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House on the Prairie book until she was 65. Colonel Sanders didn't begin KFC until he was 62. So eliminate all the excuses. Be realistic. Do your homework. Forget about what other people say you should or shouldn't do. You're never too old. And consider this. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but any one of us can start today and make a new ending. And wouldn't you rather have lived a life of oh wells than a life of what ifs? Live and learn. Never stop learning.